yellow, pants on the ground, and we're going down deeper, baby. And you see here, we've seen this before, it's getting filled up and covered up with foliage. Somebody drove out of here earlier, a woman, and I'd say it was rather questionable the way she exited the facility. It was rather questionable, her demeanor and that, and so on and so forth. But we're gonna come up here. I have to grab some artifacts over here I have stashed in the woods, eh? Let me just stop here for a moment. I'm gonna quickly grab my things here. I got a couple of brickies to bring home with me. A couple of bricklets to take with it. And that's what we're doing. And yeah, these people are clueless, I tell ya. I mean, they wouldn't even notice if I was walking around out here with my head cut off, baby. They wouldn't notice. I was hopping around like a chicken with my head cut off, walking out here with big piles of bricks in my hands. Okay, where are we off to, Pants? I don't know. There's the river. We're at the water's edge. Let's take a look, see what's going on. Maybe that way first. This way. Bohemian Flats, eh? Well, why not? Start here. I see an information booth. Those are always helpful. Believe it or not, they are rather helpful sometimes, map-wise and so on and so forth. Wow, look at the wallage over there. My goodness. And the entrances are wide open. Let's go take a look. Pay a lot, yeah, pay a lot. I do pay a lot for your parking, and no more, and no more. Like Donald Trump would say, and no more, baby, no more. I like his attitude. I don't like his type though. I don't like his type, but I like his attitude though. I must say, I'm not gonna lie. I like his attitude. Doesn't mean I like him. Doesn't mean I like him one bit. I like the attitude though. He's got a good attitude. That'll get you somewhere. That attitude will get you somewhere, baby. These terraces, even in the park. So this is kind of neat. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it, but it's just. But there's the fortified walls on that side, and they're also known as defense walls. Look at that entrance right there, wide open, baby, wide open. Up above river level, so it does not appear to be a drain. It appears to be a service tunnel, not a drain like this one over here. It's a storm drain, and there's all sorts of them. All over here, there's one over there. You know, over there, there's all sorts of things going on in that facility. Can you see? Oh, sorry, over here. Okay, that's a bit blurry. That's not good. That's my phone. Sorry about that. That's my camera phone. Blame it on the phone. Those are all brick walls. Yes, they are. I've shown you this stuff. The bricks sticking out of this stuff. It can be anywhere. Mixed in with the limestone. These are known as fortified city walls. Fortified star city walls is what we call them in our research. Star cities, because it's a common theme that these fortified cities are configured in a star pattern configuration, usually the city layouts, and they'll be hosting there'll usually be a battery, a strange fort, a battery, which we do have, Fort Snelling, and you get these fortified walls around the city. They can be different shapes. Often they take star shapes around the city, and that's for the most part all we know really about. We don't know much more about these, that besides the fact that a lot of them do defend against the river. They're always along the waterfronts usually, and the city will be up atop. And that's the same thing here, same thing. And in the Bible they call them, King James Version Bible, they call them defensed cities. For behold, I have made you a defensed city on this day, with brazen walls and an iron pillar. That's what God said, right? But look at these, are crashing down in ruins. Now just take a look here. I really want to get over there. Oh, it's blurry. But you can see that it's pretty damaged over there. That was all structure. I can see it's noticeably structure, all of it falling, crashing down. So obviously I'm looking at this side over here from this side because I want to get over there. I'm scouting right now. I might as well get lower. I might as well go lower. So a defense fortified city, there's the wall and all. And they go around the city, Minneapolis and St. Paul, in front of the river. So you cannot invade. So your Anunnaki characters can't come off their boats drunk and causing mayhem and bringing pandemonium with them. Pandemonium. Pandemonium, where does that word come from? What does it mean? It means chaos, right? It means chaos and out of order. And it comes from pandemonium. It was a palace. It comes from a 16th century poem, which should be considered as biblical canon, in my opinion. Or at least an apocryphal read. But it's a poem. Maybe some of you know it. It was made in 1666. Or 67 rather. Interesting time period, right? In 1666 is when that poem was written, and it's pretty much the story of the war in heaven and all that, and all the angels from the fallen's perspective, from their side, from Satan's side. It's basically Satan telling the story. But it's interesting, and all throughout these, man, this is a beautiful layout. Isn't that pretty? I'm using all these old buildings here, the campus. These are all old buildings. Many of them have been refurbished. Lots of restorations, renovations, but they were all here. All the buildings you see here were just like that for the most part. They're all old buildings and they're gorgeous. These ones over here as well. They're redoing this one, and I do want to get up there and show you some of the stuff, some of the material, because they are ripping some of that building apart. And what's underneath is very, very fascinating. I want you to take a look at some of that, what's going on underneath. And just with the bricks on the inside, it's very interesting. You can go, see underneath the bridge there? There was a bridge here before, and this is a new one now. But up there, all that graffiti, yes, there is service tunnels and entrances into these terrace walls, these terracing walls off the river. There is service tunnels like these ones over here. Like these ones. In nearly all the bridges. In nearly all these bridges, all the way, just bridges everywhere. And there are tons and tons of entrances where these bridges meet their abutments. Where the bridges are butted up against their abutments is where you find service tunnels and interesting build out in this city along the Mississippi. So there you have it, the fortified walls. I wanted to show you just a little bit of something here while I was on my way out. Here's the terrace, you can see. I was trying to show you on the way in. Just a beautiful city layout, and it's too perfect. It's too picturesque. It's designed to be in such a way where, like, you stand in a place like this and you're having views of everything all around you in its glory. I mean, just imagine it. Even now it's still beautiful, but that's how these cities were designed. And no, I don't think 1800s time periods, early timers are going to be are that sophisticated. From what they tell us, this shouldn't have been what they pulled off. They shouldn't have pulled off something like this. They shouldn't have been able to pull something like this off worldwide, not just here, worldwide. That's too much. Every city picturesque, rising city landscapes on these terraces, so that you have these picturesque views no matter where you are. Prominent buildings being displayed from multiple points around the cities just to show them off. That's ridiculous. We didn't do that. Look at the truss bridge. We didn't do that either, baby. And look at the spiral, the stack behind there, all brick. Yeah, it's all old stuff, baby. And that building behind is enormous. That building right there, oh, I'm telling you, that building is something else. We'll make it up there again. We've been there once, but we haven't seen the building yet. We've just walked by it. But all these old buildings up here on the campus property, that's the university campus. All the old buildings, and here's the fortified wall. Try bringing your army over that wall with your horses and horse shit and wagons, baby. See how far you get. You've seen their crude artwork and paintings that they give us and show us. Look at the stones in here. What is all this? A pile of bricks. A pile of brick masonry, baby. piles of bricks. The limestone. In the limestone, they were bricks. There's no more piles right there. Just they're piling it up, there's big piles of them. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. These walls are crumbling down. They were perfect at one time, without trees on them. Without trees on them. All the way down. None of these trees were here. Imagine it now. Because this wall is perfectly level all the way across. And no, nature didn't do that. And when this was in its glory, there was no trees here. It was just a beautiful brick and wall in its glory. Whatever rendering it had on the outside, and it was stark. And it was perfect. Whoever built this did it perfectly. And I think it was all built together. There's no way this whole world was done by fingertips. None of it. None of the original stuff seems to have been done by fingertips. It's all perfect. Like my man Kairos has said, it's perfect. It is. It's perfect. I've looked at the buildings up close. They're perfect. You can't eat. Now I've seen some great examples of some of the best of the best masonry, brick masonry, being displayed today. Some of it being downtown Minneapolis, actually, rather. There's a building, I think it's actually the architect's school, and they've done a good job there with the building. And a few restorations have happened up here. Very good work, but it does not compare to the old stuff, when the old stuff is clearly in ruins, and it still does not compare. So that tells you something. And when you just can't think of an idea of how something was done, that should also tell you something. There's a huge wall over there, a big bridge and a wall up there. That's the top of the same terrace, and it's level with the top up here. With the top level. Not just here, all the way down, and all the way into St. Paul. And all the way into St. Paul, there's the melted steps right there. On that terrace, these are terraces, and there's one behind it going up again. There's perfect flat level terraces coming off the river. This is that, and they call them flats. The flats are down here. This is the sand flats. They're not flats. Flats are in the water. Flats are in the water. These aren't on the water. So they got their terms all mixed up as well. And they're confusing folks. Oh, they got the fluffy ones. The fluffy dandelions here. Oh, they're gross and dry here in the spring. Well, these ones are good out here though. That tree ain't doing hot though. That one is. That tree's doing hot. Hot potatoes. This one's no bueno. Those are steps right there, melted steps. So, oh, let's look at that booth quickly. So here is the information booth I was talking about. Some of these are pretty interesting because they'll have old photographs, very old ones, 1885, of that truss right there, in the same position, in the same. It's got new piers now. It's got new piers and abutments, but it is still there. I'm telling you, all this stuff is old world. There's the stack behind. They're trying to wash out with the vanilla sky because that stack right there is still there, and I could see it right here. It had something else on top of it as well. There's that, and that building right here next to it is still right there. Yep. You can kind of see it. The ones with the roofs right there behind it. I can still see those. You can see here. Oh, sorry. So they're washing out what's behind. That's why the vanilla skies, because there's buildings back here. See, that they don't want you to see that we're there, because they're still here right now. Because they're still here right now, and they shouldn't have been there in 1885. So because they're lying about everything. So this is what they try to lie to us about and tell us. Look at this. Yeah, they're making wooden canoes here, but look at the background. Look at the iron truss here with these towers and spires. And look at this one here. It was even bigger. It was even bigger back then. Look at this truss. Are you kidding me? That's why I like these booths. They always give you the goods. Look at this here. This on the water. It's not there anymore. This here was on the water. This was not even here. 1890. That's not even Minnesota. That's in South Dakota somewhere. Give me a break. That is not even here. They do that a lot too. They'll put stuff. That's not even here. That's not anywhere here. That's not even here. This is. We've been here many times. We should know it well. those mills. Here's the apron for the hydroelectric facility, which is no longer in service, but they still run the power plant today, wired up. But they say they're not using the hydroelectric system. All of this said to have been constructed and done in the 1850s. All of this, the equidistant water channel here, which is equidistant from the headwaters in at Lake Itasca, way up north of Minnesota, all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. It runs equidistant, snakes and weaves, north and south, east and west, and all sorts of snaking and weaving. Maintaining its equidistant composure. So give me a break. It's all dammed up and locked out the whole way, all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. And you think any of it's natural? We're going to talk about that later. I'll show you some things that might challenge that will challenge that thought process, without a doubt. St. Paul has one too over here. This is the St. Paul one. This is the St. Paul one. It is, isn't it? No? Ford Bridge? Third Avenue Bridge. No, this is the Minneapolis. St. Paul has an apron in a hydroelectric facility as well, with a hydroelectric fall, which is called an apron. There's four tiers. One up here, third tier right there. See right there? That's the third tier. So one tier, two tiers, three tiers, the apron, 4. And then there's a holding tank up here, which is up above with the first tier. This is a holding tank above tier 2 and 3, which drains into here and into this facility. It goes through a building right there, which the water still goes through that building, but it's not in service anymore. But the water still goes through the building, and it comes out equidistant, and it maintains the equidistant. And that's supposed to be done by floods. Floods carved these out. Rocks and stones tumbling in floods, raging floods decided to be this precise, from the headwaters of the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. And you believe that stones and rocks tumbling in floods can do this and leave this behind. That's the story, right? It is. Look it up yourself. If you don't believe me, look it up yourself. You should have listened in class. This is ridiculous. So that's what I wanted to show you. I love you all, and take care. This water fountain works, so I'm gonna hit it up, baby.